Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I actually have something special that I received from eBay in the form of a brand new graphics card upgrade, or you could say a GPU upgrade. And I also purchased a solid state drive that would speed up the read and write speed of all of my programs and applications on my computer, just to get everything faster, you know. So this that I got here is the Radeon RX 460, 2 gigabytes of GPU speed, and I got it for about 80 bucks on eBay. It's not the best looking graphics card or the best looking GPU or the best powerhouse, but it's what could work with my computer. It's a low profile graphics card, and I think it gets the job done, so that's why I purchased it. And this is the solid state drive that I purchased on Amazon. I think it was for 40 bucks. It's 240 gigabytes worth of storage space. I don't actually plan to use it by itself. I plan to use it working side by side with the current hard disk drive that I have installed. So let's just get these bad boys installed. And we also need to take a look at what I currently have installed. So what I currently have is let me get it out. So this is the Radeon 7570, I believe, and it's 1 gigabyte worth of GPU data. So in comparison to what it's upgrading from, it's actually going to be a huge upgrade for me. And this one actually didn't have any HDMI ports. It only had a DVI and also a display port. So let's just get this installed. Don't think it's anything crazy more than to just insert it in the socket here. There we go, all in place. So that's kind of a huge one, but it's just at the right size enough so that the computer can close up again. And moving on to the hard drive. So what I do have right now, I believe it's a terabyte worth of hard disk drive, but the read-write speed on it is pretty bad, so I'm going to be upgrading that with my solid state drive, and I'm going to be using the solid state drive as the main drive that holds the operating system. And I can use the hard disk drive to just hold all the applications or any of the games or any of those large files. So actually installing this is simple as just connecting it to these ports to power. But I actually can't do this with only one hand, so I'm gonna have to pause the video to get it installed, and I'll just come back once it's installed. Okay, and there it's installed. So I have the solid state drive right beside my hard disk drive. It is a light fellow, so I believe it can just float there. For the time being, I don't need like any kind of case or anything to hold it. I think it's pretty secure where it is there. So yeah. So because I'm getting a new operating system, I'm gonna have to install Windows 10 all over again onto this solid state drive. So that will take a while. So I'll just cut back to you guys once I've done doing all of that. Okay, so now that the installation is out of the way, I actually installed all of the applications that I need already, such as Unity or like Visual Studio or Blender. And yes, I do have a green screen now. So let's just pull up Unity here. Okay, so now that we're in Unity and we have the game running, this would be the next level that I've been working on in the past month. So this is the Sky Tower. This is the one that you do after completing the forest and after you get to the town. So the idea that I have for this place is that you'll be fighting a fallen angel for the final boss, but I definitely haven't gotten that far as yet, so yeah. Alright, so now that we're in the tower, you can see that I did some work with the lighting. There's no actual global light, so there's no sun shining on the entire map. But there is a few point lights, which I definitely had some trouble getting through in the beginning, because apparently in Unity, in Universal Render Pipeline, you only can have like, I think it's 6 or 7 point lights at the same time. So what I actually did was to, like, I have separate rooms. So whenever you go into a room, it would actually turn off every other light in that room. But I don't have them separated by just rooms. I actually have them separated by floors. You can see that I actually created a gate. So I was trying to go for some kind of puzzle mechanic where you actually get through these rooms and then you actually flip the lever Alright, so here I am at the lever. And these gargoyles, it did take me a while to actually create these 3D models. I actually did those in Blender. I do plan to tweak them a bit more because they're a bit slow right now. Their attack speed is a bit weak. And you could basically one-shot them, and when you one-shot them, they fall apart. Alright, so for the floor, just going to the next floor, you can see that there is a slight transition here. Right. And along with the puzzle, I did try to make this game somewhat of a platformer as well. I don't know where I get these ideas from, but I just thought it would be a good idea. So, and I did tweak the way how she jumps. So I'm just gonna demo that here. So she can jump, and at the end of the jump, she actually does a roll, and she can jump out of the roll. So if you look around the room, you can find clues. I'm sure from the first floor you can actually realize that you need to flip some sort of switch to get through the gate. So I would just recommend to the players that you should look around for another lever just to open that door there. And you can see that there's some sort of platforming here that needs to happen. She can jump out of a roll to get across these pillars so that she can get to the switch. And if the player wants, they can just continue to go across the pillars if they're confident in their jumping skills, and they can try and get that chest. And there is no ladder at the end of the pillars, so you have to find your way back to the other side of the room. And she does take fall damage if she falls from certain heights. And here's just a quick look of how I actually set up the floors. No, they're not connected to each other, and no, they are not above each other. It's not like one entire model. So what I do is, I guess you could call it some kind of illusion. So you step from one room and you just be teleported to the other, and then there's that loading screen in between. So it does give a nice illusion effect. And another thing that I actually did throughout the month was to just work on all of the characters' blinking effects. Because, you know, I actually UV'd on all of these faces, so it's one image file. So now it's basically going to be two image files, one of the character's eyes opened and one with the eyes closed, just giving that blinking illusion effect. I've also finished working on crafting. So all of the gears that were dropped from the wolf boss, so in the event where you didn't get any of the gears from the wolf boss, but you did like farm the wolves a bit before getting to the wolf boss, you get all of these paws or the hide so that you can create the gears. The only thing that you can't craft is the crown, but the crown is basically a guaranteed drop. And you can just equip the gears as normal, as if they were just regular drops. I still haven't worked out the stat system or how the gears would give you stats as yet, but by default they're just giving extra health for now. And I also worked on this other NPC where you can actually store or withdraw or sell items. You can actually, because the character can only have 9 slots at once. I know it's a bit meager for an RPG game. I may increase that in the future, or I may make a way for the player to increase that on their own. But for now, the player can store their additional items with this banker guy. And that's basically all I worked on throughout the month of September. It was a long month for me. I even got my COVID vaccination. Just the first shot. I think I'm due for the second shot in like early or late November. So yeah, it was pretty productive, I believe. I haven't finished the second stages yet, but I do hope to, hopefully I get to finish this game by the end of the year. And if you like the content, then please leave a like. And if you'd like to continue the journey with me, then you can go ahead and subscribe. And I do hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching. Yeah, so there's just one thing that I totally forgot to add, was that the performance, I can actually get 1080p now at 60 frames per second. So it's a huge performance upgrade. But don't look at this video that's currently playing. This I actually recorded before I did all of the upgrades because this was before I started the Sky Tower, the insides. So once more, thanks for watching and I hope you guys enjoy your day. Peace out, guys.